Welcome to ChiTown 773. Thank you so much for checking out my video. For those checking out my video for the first time, I just want to say welcome in. Thank you so much for viewing my video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, I would truly appreciate it. For those that have been here the whole time and my new subscribers, I just want to say thank you for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments. They truly do go a long way. I see that subscription count going up, so thank you all so much. I also see new comments from new people, so I appreciate it. Please keep sending me any information that you're looking for on these fragrances. I'm more than happy to share the knowledge that I have. So today's video is going to be, as I promised, a haul video. I did a recent buy of some fragrances that I've been kind of holding on, and I wanted to smell a little bit more and just kind of really test them out, make sure that I really had the opinion that I had on these fragrances. So today's haul video is on 6 different fragrances that I purchased. I would say 2 are from one line, and then everything else is from a separate line. But all in all very beautiful fragrances. And one fragrance I did get as a gift from someone, so I'm going to give them a shout out for sure. But I want to start the video off with 2 fragrances that I found in my local Nordstrom's. If you've never been to Chicago before, and let's say you visit and you go to Oak Brook, the Oak Brook Nordstrom's is a very good place to find some new fragrances that you haven't been able to find in other places before. I ran into a line that I was so taken back about, and the line is called LaPerla. So LaPerla fragrances has been around for a bit, but they came out with a new fragrance line, I guess, which is a pretty expensive line. So for a 120 ml bottle, I believe the price is somewhere around the $400 mark. But I ended up purchasing 2 fragrances from that line at their 30 ml bottle mark, and these fragrances are absolutely beautiful, from the way that they look to the way that they're packaged, I believe. So I will go ahead and start off with the first fragrance, and that'll be Let the Dance Begin. So Let the Dance Begin is this gorgeous fragrance that has a lot of citruses up top. There's a good amount of black pepper that's in there. I'll give you the notes, but I want to open it just so you can see what it looks like. So the bottles themselves are very small and kind of like nice in a sense. And again, like I said before, this is a 30 ml bottle, and I sprayed 1 spray, and this thing is nuclear. I think it's a very beautiful fragrance, but let me give you the notes. The notes include top notes of citruses, black pepper, Davana, cardamom, pink pepper, bergamot, orange, and neroli. Then in the mid, you're going to get cinnamon, caramel, tuberose, geranium, Damascus rose, and ylang ylang. And then in the base, you're going to get cashmere, tonka bean, sandalwood, patchouli, and cedar. So I'm going to spray a spray on my hand, and honestly, this 1 spray is going to last me. But as you see, it has a beautiful mist. Almost reminds me of the Sauvage bottle, the way it sprays, but I can smell it from here. This is a gorgeous fragrance that I do not have anything that specifically smells like it, but if you've ever smelled Mula Mula before, this has that same nuclear spray, or that same nuclear bounce that I'm getting. This is really good. So I can smell it from here, and my hand is not that close to my nose at all. And that's what I like about this fragrance. It has a beautiful amount of, I would say, projection, and then the sillage is great as well. I don't feel like you'll choke out a room, but people will definitely know that you are in that room. And I know there are a lot of people that are afraid of fragrances that are more geared towards women as a gender, but honestly, I think this is a very gender fluid fragrance, and a very, very sexy one at that. The caramel with the tuberose is unreal as far as how it smells. It's very, very unique, and the way it smells on me compared to the way that it smells on my wife is 100% different. On me, it gives off more of, like I said before, that caramel. I get a little bit of that pink pepper, the neroli, the ylang ylang. It's a very, very well done fragrance. Again, this one is Let the Dance Begin. The next fragrance from the line that I picked up, the lady that was actually selling the fragrances, she was over there and she just kept spraying and smelling this fragrance. And I was like, what is this lady doing? You know, she looked kind of crazy doing it. But she said, this fragrance you definitely have to smell if you are someone that loves fragrances. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And that fragrance, of course, I purchased. That fragrance is called Possibilities. Possibilities is probably my favorite between the two because it is absolutely sensual. Giving it a spray, it also has that whole nuclear vibe. So, wow. This one is just, it's gorgeous. The top notes of this one include black currant, freesia, and pink pepper. Then in the mid notes, you're going to get rose, rose water, petalea, orange blossom. And then finally in the base, you're going to get Mexican vanilla, you're going to get ambergris, akigala wood, and then cashmere wood. This one is so sensually beautiful, I think. This is definitely something that if you spray this on your neck, he or she will be on your neck all night long. I guarantee it. This one is probably one of the best that I smelled from what they had in their line. I think, again, Let the Dance Begin is a close second, but Possibilities is so gorgeous. If you can, get your nose on them. They do give samples. I don't know if anybody else's local Nordstrom's does that, but the one in Oak Brook definitely gives samples of this fragrance. Definitely check this out. This one again is Possibilities. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance from a line that I got their subscription series. So we're talking Scents of Wood. Scents of Wood is a company that allows you to either do a subscription series with them. The first time I did it, which was their 2021 series, they had an abundance of fragrances, which I did a video probably a couple of videos back on the line, and then all of the fragrances, the 10 mils that I received. Those also came with candles. I believe it's a little bit more expensive now than it was when I first did it. So I think at the time it was $34 a month that you were getting a 10 mil decant of a fragrance, and then you were also getting a 10-hour candle, which I think was such a steal of a subscription. So if you haven't checked them out, I would definitely check them out. But the fragrance that I ended up purchasing, and this was a pure blind buy, but I could not do anything but blind buy this because the note breakdown was ridiculous. But this is pralines and maple. So pralines and maple is a gourmand-esque fragrance from the line, and I just had to have it in my collection. But let me read you the notes for it. So the notes include pink pepper, black pepper, clove bud, roasted praline chestnut, Peru balsam, olibanum, cedarwood atlas, gaiac wood oil, and Indonesian patchouli oil. What does that smell like? So for me, I'm getting a smoky, maple, woody fragrance overall. This is something that I don't have in my collection, which I do now, but I didn't have anything that was necessarily a smoky gourmand. And just spraying it on, this is so beautiful. I really love the way this fragrance smells, and there was a sale that Sense of Wood was doing at the time. This is really good. You definitely want to get your nose on this. I know they do 10 ml decants of this, so you can purchase a 10 ml decant as a sample of this fragrance, but I got 14% off of the fragrance, so I felt that was a perfect time to jump on this fragrance, and I am not sad that I purchased this fragrance. This is a beautiful fragrance, and honestly, out of the line, I think this would definitely be in my top 7 from the fragrance line itself. But overall, a very, very projecting, very beautiful gourmand-esque maple fragrance. It smells like a maple tree that is in the middle of the forest, and there was possibly a fire that's burning, and you're smelling the smoke and the fire, but you're also smelling that gourmand-esque smell. Again, you're also smelling this nutty praline type of smell, and then I get a clean vibe as well. So overall, a very, very, very beautiful fragrance. Again, this one is praline and maple. The next fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that I've always wanted to pick up. So it took me a long time to get this, but I wanted to pick this up on sale because I have another fragrance that's pretty similar to it, but this one is definitely the OG. So this fragrance that I'm talking about is from Jovoy Paris, and this one is Remember Me. This one is a Cecile Zarokian original. This one came out a while back. Honestly, I forgot the year that it came out in, but I've always been a big fan of Jovoy fragrances, or Jovoy Paris fragrances, and this one is absolutely a killer. If you like that old school Dior Pour Homme when it first came out, this one is an iris bomb. Also, there is a fragrance from BDK which is called Gris Charnel. These two smell similar, but this one goes in a different direction. Let me give you the notes for this one. So for Remember Me, the notes include a top note of cardamom, lemon, and bergamot. Then you're going to get tea, ginger, and frangipani. And then finally, you're going to get milk, vanilla, woody notes, and cedar. So what does that smell like on skin? I'm going to spray this one. Of course, it's going to be on my shirt, but this fragrance, when you first spray it, it has that beautiful, there's like this, the cardamom up top is so gorgeous on this fragrance, and it has this makeup-y or lipsticky type of vibe. Although there's no iris that's listed, I feel like I smell iris. Then I get the lemon, I get this gorgeous sweetness overall in this fragrance. The tea gives it this calming vibe. This is one of my favorite fragrances to put on if I'm having like a really bad day. Honestly, sometimes as we get older or as we traverse life, we become depressed. This is one of my fragrances that I wear when I feel depressed or if I want a pick-me-up. I love how this smells and how it makes me feel. It is such a very serene but sexy fragrance overall. Again, this one is Remember Me. The next fragrance that I want to talk about, I have to give a shout out to my boy Cardell. I really do appreciate you. I was talking to him on the phone, and all of a sudden I got a notice from UPS saying that I had a shipment coming, and he was like, "Oh, you saw that? I was trying to surprise you." So I was like, man, I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. He's also one of my subscribers, so shout out to him, Cordell. I appreciate you. This fragrance is from Min, New York, and this one is called Plush. So Plush comes in a box like this, and the fragrance sits inside in a coffin. And when you pull it out, the bottle is in a black bottle. The juice you can kind of see on the inside, but it has all of the information for you inside of the box as well. This one is a 75 ml, but it tells you all of the notes. But I will go ahead and give you the notes for this fragrance. So this fragrance includes a top note of almond, galbanum, and clove bud. Then you're going to get a mid of jasmine, iris, and orange blossom. And then finally in the base, you're going to get vanilla bean, ambergris, and musk. So what does that smell like? Wow. When I spray this fragrance, I get such a soapy, clean, fougere, kind of barbershop type of vibe. But I also get a lot of the citruses in this and a little bit of almond as well. This reminds me of somebody that is suited up, somebody that's going to a gala, a ball. If you're going into a meeting, this fragrance is very powerful and probably something that I would definitely wear. So if I have a suit and tie, I have my 3-piece on, I am definitely spraying this fragrance. This is, although I don't like to say gender in fragrance, this kind of leans a bit more masculine. Again, because of that fougere vibe to it, but as I'm getting the smells and the wafts in the air, this fragrance is so beautiful. You know what? I'm gonna actually spray this one on me as well. I love how clean it smells on not only your skin, but how it projects off of your clothes if you spray it on clothes. So it does not ruin clothes. As you see, I sprayed some on, and this is so beautiful. It projects. It works so well in the cold weather. Overall, I think this is a very beautiful fragrance and something that I would say is very good to keep in your fragrance cabinet if you don't have a fragrance like this. Again, this one is Plush from Min, New York. The final fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that I feel a lot of people don't like to talk about because It's similar to a fragrance in the community that everybody gets tired of talking about, which would be Creed Aventus. But honestly, Creed Aventus is the king. But this fragrance here, I think, is better than that fragrance. Yes, I said it, because it has such a creamy nuance to it that it leans and goes in its own direction. And this is Boadicea the Victorious's Consort. So Consort, if you look it up, it says that this fragrance is kind of a dupe of Creed Aventus, and I don't feel that's the case. I have Creed Aventus. It smells different than that fragrance. I would go with this one any day, but the bottle itself is so gorgeous. This fragrance, to me, Cordell also sent me a sample of this, and I immediately fell in love with it. Let me pull the bottle out for you so you can see the bottle in its entirety and how gorgeous it looks. So this bottle is so gorgeous. I am going to give this one a spray as well. This is my first time spraying the bottle itself. This is so good. If you are a fan of that Creed Aventus vibe, yes, definitely up top, but you're getting something totally different. This one is so creamy. So if you've never smelled Imperium from Electimus, this leans more so towards Imperium rather than Creed Aventus. It has a little bit of that creaminess vibe to it. It has a little bit of a, like I said, that Creed Aventus vibe as well, but it leans and goes into its own direction. But let me give you the notes. The notes include bergamot, lime, juniper berry, pink pepper, and citrus leaf. Then in the mid, you're going to get magnolia, clary sage, orange blossom, and hedione. And then in the base, you're going to get vetiver, musk, white wood, crystal amber, and patchouli. This fragrance, if you've never gotten your nose on this fragrance, this is an Aventus killer. You don't have to get Aventus anymore. I would even take back, even if you have the 16 batch, this kills that 16 batch. This one is super creamy, very, very beautiful fragrance overall. Definitely lasts as well. I get 8+ hours with this fragrance, whereas Aventus now I only get maybe like 6. But again, you don't need something to last that long, especially if you're going through your workday. But I do understand longevity. I am a longevity hoe, unfortunately. I love for my fragrances to last forever. But this fragrance definitely, I would say 8 to 10 hours easily, maybe even longer. I stopped counting after a while, but overall, a great fragrance. But again, thank you so much for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. I have all of the information down below. And also, just to throw this out there, if you have not done it already, there's a promotional sale for Dreamhouse of Curio. They have an early bird special where you're able to get 3 of the different fragrances at a cheaper price before, I believe it's Tuesday. So before Tuesday at 2:00 a.m. is 2:22 a.m. You can get the early bird special where you're getting a chocolatey, beautiful ruby fragrance. It's $125. Regular will be $140 on Tuesday. So you want to definitely jump on that, and the other 2 fragrances that are coming out as well. I have all of that information in the description below. But thank you so much again for checking out my video. Have a blessed day and take care.